Thanks to boot.dev for sponsoring this video. Alright, it's been almost a week since the league's been out, like 5 days or something. So thought I'd make a video going over my thoughts on 0.4. I'll just start right away. I like it a lot. It adds a big step in the right direction. Just one note, the economy so far has been pretty stable. I didn't know how it was going to be at first with the more divs dropping, but they're maintaining price better than I thought they would, because I mean, I'm dropping so many. I have dropped 83 raw. I don't think I dropped 83 raw in an entire league last league, so yeah. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but yeah, it's a lot. It drops so many divines. It's nuts. Yet they're still kind of holding value. Items like Headhunter are still very expensive, of course, but I don't know. Prices feel pretty good for the divine drop right now. And then the new endgame feels very good. I really like the new Atlas tree. I think it's a good idea, like getting every node and then having certain ones you choose what it actually does. Like changing to another biome is cool, so there are multiple biomes, right? That's pretty neat. And I like how there's a lot of conditional things on here. You know, like in rare monsters and deserts have 50% chance of monster modifiers, stuff like that. So when you do have these modifiers all proc at the same time in a map, it just feels insane. Like even doing non-juiced maps, you can still just be doing random maps and like all of a sudden it'll just pop off. Cause the Atlas tree, I think this is a pretty new concept, honestly. It's not really existed in ARPG to this degree, where there's just like basically a ton of conditionals on the tree, and then when they do pop, it just goes crazy. So,
Following the coding message.
Stick around to find out what the man in the tube turns into. Discover the best way to learn to code with boot.dev, never getting bored. But how do you do that? You'll grind out the skills for a career in back-end development, DevOps, data analysis with fun, gamified, coding lessons. When you build real projects with code, real code, you'll be earning XP, levels, achievements, quests, defeating bosses, dopamine rush for the whole family. You'll learn to start finishing your code. You'll learn to code start to finish. You'll learn to code start to finish in Python. You can learn how to set up and run Linux, which God, I actually need to swap to Linux because it is getting rough out here, dude. Oh yeah, it's Linux time. Yes. Would have echo hello world. I'm so good. Maybe Boots can help me. The Wizard Bear, who will be your personal AI tutor that is trained on every single lesson. Or you can check out the boot.dev Discord for help from real human. If you call now, right now, and by call now I mean go to boot.dev and use code YesLily, you'll get 25% off entire first year. And then that on the tree combined with the new, I don't know what to even call these things. I'm just gonna call them things. I mean the mechanics, but like there's new ones, you know. There's a lot of different these, and they really layer well with the Atlas tree to give you like some crazy map pops. So like here we got 3 additional lessons, and then essence transferred to a random unique monster on death. Pretty good. And then like the grand mirrors for delirium. There's a bunch different ones. Additional Rogue Exile, 2 Asmiri Spirits, and then Rogue Exiles, you know, they're pretty good. They did a good job with these. They feel good. They're actually good. They're meaningful. All rare monsters are essence monsters. Like, I think 50% rarity, you know, whatever. A lot of things here. A lot of them. I think at this point, honestly, I kind of like this mapping system more than PoE 1. It's obviously a lot less depth and like less playability value, but I think like the concept itself here I really like. It feels very good. Big fan of that. and having like, you know, kind of different things. And they did a good amount of these nodes where you're not really pathing for a long time between them. They're pretty close together, you know, so it's not like in previous leagues where you're basically just pathing for 20 maps trying to find the next corrupted zone, and the 20 maps in between are literally junk. You know, so feels very good. I like the biome stuff, adding separate biomes and whatever. Very, very cool. Probably my favorite mechanic. It feels good to do. The like glass shards pretty fun to pop, and then you actually get like decent of the emotions in maps. And Delirium also comes with a new kind of crafting item here, the ancient liquid emotions, which are kind of like a essence, but you know, it's not an essence. There's some cool ones like this one upgrades radius to very large. Take a look at this jewel. This time loss jewel, dude, look at this. It's like a third of the tree up here. So yeah, now I have it affecting all of these notables. Pretty insane combo with Jin, so that's pretty cool. Neat stuff. And then actually, like, the upgrade like radius very large is pretty easy to get on an item. Since it is only like a prefix, you can just slam the prefix and your suffixes are guaranteed to stay the same. So, pretty nice. Very cool. And then, what else? New expedition. I haven't done a ton of new expedition. Like, I haven't even really I haven't gone down here at all, but like just doing the expeditions that show up a map feel way better. Expedition in this game felt really bad to me before. I basically never did it. This new one is way cooler with the all the runes and stuff. I wasn't sure of all the runes at first, and it is kind of annoying when you get like runes in maps and you like can't really price check them because you need to portal out and go back to the currency exchange because you can't just look them up here. So that's a little whatever, but you know, it has way better rewards. It feels way better. If you get like a good rune combo, you get really, really good rewards. I've gotten like a couple loot explosions. That's very neat. And then the new Arbiter of Divinity, this guy down here. The fight seems very cool, but like, I mean, he just dies in 2 seconds. So yeah, the fight looks cool. I don't know. I'm sure it's cool, but you know, any real build just will nuke him. So yeah. And then the search feature for maps is pretty nice. If you want to like Citadel, you can type it in, click enter, it'll go to the next Citadel. See, pretty cool. I don't know if I don't have any of those near here, but Simulacrum, you know, I'll find the nearby ones. Pretty cool. I like it. I like how it kind of like darkens the map too, and then adds circles so you can kind of see easily. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I'd like them to add more bookmarks still, but you know, it's way better now. And then the Alice Masters, these guys are pretty cool. And then, shoot. I don't know if it's just because of the Alice tree, but Rogue Exiles and Spirits feel like way better to this league to me. And the Spirits don't interact any differently. Like, they're still really annoying sometimes, but a lot of the time they will spawn on a monster. And it feels like the loot is pretty good. I mean, of course, loot's always been pretty good, but for some reason this league, it feels like it spawns on top of monsters more often, you know? Like rare beasts, chance possess, like it can more of a chance to just spawn on top of it. And then Rogue Exiles, I feel like they actually did buff the loot here. I feel like Rogue Exiles are very good loot now. I often get very good things from them, especially in combination with Delirium, which is cool. a lot of the good oils I'll get, or emotions, whatever they're called, come from Rogue Exiles. So it feels like a lot, like all the mechanics have a place now. And it's pretty nice. I have heard Breach is underwhelming. I haven't done Breach. I haven't done Ritual, and I haven't done Fall Temple. The Temple did just get like hotfix nerfed or something. There was still an OP thing with it, like 20 divs a run. I don't know the state of it. I'm sure it feels pretty good if you're like just butt rushing at Zirian chest stuff too. Ritual is pretty cool. I think the next strat I'm gonna really commit to and spend a couple days playing is Ritual. So you know it's all uniques now, and it gives you like ritual prophecies on the map or whatever, and you go down the line, and then it has rewards and whatnot. Pretty cool. The new crafting stuff with like alloys and whatnot, they've got pretty cool mods here. A little different than normal. And then there's like the new runes, also pretty cool. Like these ones are really cool, like can roll chronomancy modifiers, destruction, stuff like that. It's very cool. I haven't looked at too many of their modifiers. I mean, the problem with these is like it is a very optional, or maybe not a problem, depends on your view. But you know, I'm probably never gonna really interact with these because most builds, just like the default modifiers, like my gear is pretty bad. Like the default modifiers are more than good enough to clear everything in the game like 5 times over. So it kind of feels like a waste almost. I mean, like it's gonna be down to your personal preference. Like me, I don't really min-max things. Once a build is good enough, it's good enough. Like if I can make a big upgrade, I obviously will. But once I'm at like, I don't know, 20 million DPS and everything dies in less than a second, I don't care about getting that next 5 million DPS or whatever. Like it feels the same, sure your number's higher, but like, you know, it's good enough. So probably won't interact too much with that stuff, but it is cool, and maybe in the future when balance is better and not so easy, which at this point, actually I'm going to talk about that in a bit. That is that's, I'm kind of neutral on that. I'll talk about that. It's a little complicated. The new Mage Blood is very cool. I think it's a way better design than PoE 1's Mage Blood. Like huge divine sink. You have, I think there's like 10 to 12 of these flasks you can get. And the reason they're flasks is because they correlate with PoE 1 flasks. And they all have these effects that correlates to PoE 1 flasks, like I just said. And then whenever you get them duped, like say I had 2 Jades, every effect here would be 49% increased effect after that. So very cool trying to divine and hunt for the perfect Mage Blood, I guess, or one, like, even per build you're gonna want different Mage Blood modifiers, which is cool, as opposed to PoE 1, which is just like a static item that you equip and is the same on every build. So now it actually has like variety. I think it's a very good design. Very cool chase item. Jhin, this one's pretty specific, but Jhin, the build I'm playing got Giga buffed, as you probably know from my videos. But yeah, I don't really, this I don't know if is a pro. Like yes, it is more fun, but I feel like the buffs could have been not so crazy. Like the new cooldown stuff is fun. I don't think they really needed all that though. Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't. Balance of the game is a weird spot for me. I don't hate it, but it is weird, out of my usual preference. Then Calgarian skills are pretty cool. There's some ridiculous ones like Refutation. It gives you 100% block. So that's pretty weird, and it has an almost 100% uptime. You can get an 100% uptime if you invest a little into it, but this is the uptime right here with me doing 0 investment, pretty much just socketing the gem. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty OP. All right, so cons. Um, I guess I'll start with balance as I've kind of talked about that. So yeah, I mean, if you play any half decent build, you're annihilating the game. And I don't like hate that, but it got even easier this league, which doesn't really make much of a difference because like, you know, you do so much damage that even if the boss health is like at half of what it was before, it's basically feels the same. So, you know. But I don't know. I'm okay with the game being like very sandboxy, making funny builds. Yeah, I mean, like making meme builds is the main end game loop, I guess. Obviously, if you're like a new player, the game's still gonna be tough for you. But for any kind of semi-experienced player, it is very, very easy. And yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with it. Like I've had to come to terms with it and change my expectations due to how they originally advertised the game, you know, like meaningful combat, kind of Souls-like. But yeah, so I'm fine with that. I enjoy rerolling a bunch of builds. That's the end game for me. I actually make my own builds in this game, which I don't really do as much in PoE 1 because I prefer to just interact with the game itself and push the game really far, as opposed to just making a bunch of builds, like Mathel style. But yeah, in this game I do really enjoy making a bunch of different builds. Yeah, for some reason, like, endgame got easier. There's no boss difficulty nodes, so my map bosses have, like, 1/5 of the HP they would have in last league. Which, like I said, doesn't really matter, because every build gets so much damage. Every, like, halfway decent build will annihilate a boss with 30 million HP anyways, but, yeah. Now the most I've seen is like 6 million. That's mostly come from like map mods. They did say they're adding more Alice nodes, so maybe that'll kind of be a fix. I mean, it's like, it won't really matter. But yeah. Then just a note on balance. I guess energy shield's OP still, and you know, it's still very OP. Like on this character, I have basically no recharge time because I can keep spamming Navir as well. So it says I have a 5-second recharge delay, but in actuality, I can just keep pressing the Navir as well button here, and it will keep starting my recharge immediately. And with my Archon stuff here, it goes on a very short cooldown. 1.84 seconds. Yeah, so there's that. And then, yep, just a little side note. And then I guess the main thing here that is very bad this league is how buggy it is. I'm sure you've experienced some kind of bug. This is insanely buggy, which I guess is somewhat acceptable / expected with how much stuff that has changed and what they've added. They added a fucking boatload of stuff. And then, yeah, so a lot of it is bugged. Like, half the simulacrums I did today would not do anything, so I just lost the instance. A lot of, like, bosses I would do would not drop me loot. A lot of my quest states would get stuck, like, for example, the rune stones in Act 2, I did them out of order. So when I went to go to the Skull of the Titan place where you talk to the guy to get the recipes for Act 2, the rune recipes, he just wasn't there. And I did all of the runes. I went in every zone, checked to make sure I got it. And the quest state said to go talk to him here. He was not here. I tried talking to him in town. He didn't want to talk to me. I tried just about everything you could do. And the only way I ended up being able to fix this was getting a viewer who was at that same point in the quest, who was going to turn it in for their first time. So not just like anybody. I had to wait for somebody who was going to turn it in for their first time to invite me to their party, and then I have to go in with them. And when they turn it in, then I wait there a little bit, and I got it after. And then, same thing happened when I did the Arbiter. I Killed him. He didn't drop me anything in the quest state. Bugged. Luckily, after I did that, it shows the lock is still here, but I can just path right past it. So if you're wondering if your lock is still there and you did it, yeah, you can just go right past it for these nodes, which are very good. And then, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bugs. Like I'll do a bunch of maps where there's like doors missing, so I can't go to the next area. Like in Sun Temple, like this map, a lot of the time the door will just not let me go to the next area. A lot of stuff like that. Very, very buggy. Had quite a lot of crashes. It's been decent today. On the plus side though, servers have been very, very good this season for me. I'm sure if you're in EU, it probably wasn't great still, but you know. Yeah. Overall, I like the patch a lot. A lot of the problems are the problems that have been here for a while are problems. They're not really problems because I expect the game to just be like sandboxy, but you know, balance is pretty much where it was before. And then just a bunch of bugs. So no really major criticisms here, but yeah. Insanely buggy. If you call now, right now, and by call now I mean go to boot.dev and use code YesLily, you'll get 25% off entire first year.